Well, Sun Mere Bandhu Re, the musical world of S.D. Burman, is my second book, second biography from the world of cinema. And it happened in a very strange way. After my first book on Guru Dutt came out, someone who had read it came to me and said, I'm a big fan of S.D. Burman. I've been collecting material on him for the past 30 years and I would love to give it to you if you will write a book about him. So I said, why, fine, somebody is handing it to me on a platter, why not? So I took all the material and he also was kind enough, his name is Moti Lalwani, he's a businessman. He was kind enough to conduct a few more interviews and get me access to another book which has already been published on S.D. Burman and permission to use it as a reference material, and that's how the book came to be. We're talking of press clippings mainly, releases, critics of films in which he had created music, some milestones in his life, like when it was his death anniversary, somebody had brought out a souvenir, so all the articles published in it. There were articles by fans, there were articles in Filmfare, photographs, things like that. So that was the material. Then there were interviews with his accompanists, which was very valuable because they were people who had seen him, interacted with him. They knew some of the stories behind the songs. They knew they could put an end to some of the controversies, like is it true that Aradhana's music was really done by R.D. Burman and not by S.D. Burman? They could tell us that no, this is what happened, this is who was there, this is what each one's role was. So all that material was very helpful. No, these were done and recorded. These were recorded. Some were recorded, some were printed material, some were fresh interviews that this gentleman actually got done on video camera. There was nothing much available because most of his family, his immediate family, was dead. Also, there was this one book by Mr. H.Q. Chowdhury from Bangladesh, which was available to me. He had got permission for me to read that, and it was a proper biography starting from A to Z, and it talked about his gurus. It talked about a lot of things which I would have never got access to, neither would anybody else, because that was all in his youth in Comilla. And this gentleman lives in Bangladesh, so it was easy for him to access. So I used that, I resourced that. And then my challenge was not to have a biography which sounded the same, because how does a man's life change? He lives, he makes music, some are hits, some are flops, there are controversies, and that's it, he dies. So that is where this book took shape as a biography written with a big difference. The difference is that I had to put away everything that I read, because it was very factual, it was very dry, and I had to now start looking at life, at his life in a different way. I stumbled on something very nice, which was given to me also, which was the autobiography of Sachin Dev Burman by Sachin Dev Burman in Bengali, translated into English. It's a very thin few pages, but I got access to it. So what I found in it was his voice. I found how he spoke, to the ear, not orally, but I could understand the cadences. And with that in mind, I started thinking like S.D. Burman thinks. And so there are portions of this book which are written in first person by S.D. Burman. There are letters he writes to his father, to his aunt, to his mother in the first person. And there are songs which are thrown to him as challenges. Like if you see the song in Bazi, where he was given the situation of a girl who is the gangster's girlfriend, who is actually singing because she has fallen in love with the hero and she knows he is going into danger. So she sings a song to warn him. So she is in a very strange situation. Now the song that is given to S.D. Burman is a ghazal by Sahil Ludhianvi, serious poetry of the highest order. Now I have created a scene where S.D. Burman goes home and says, how do I create this? How do I make this happen? How can she sing a soulful song? She can't, it's not in her nature. She's wearing a skirt, it's Geeta Bali. It's not her personality at all. What shall I do? What shall I do? Then he thinks, what instruments can I use? He says, I'll use a violin, it has pathos. Then he says, a violin will make it very slow and boring. Let's use a guitar. So he uses a guitar because that goes with her personality. And the song, which was a ghazal, becomes a western tune. And there is the whole controversy that follows, which is again real. Now from the imaginary I go into the real, where Sahil Ludhiani walks out and it is Vijay Anand who has to bring him back, saying, no, it's all right, let's see how the song is picturized, let's see if it works. And then there is the story which is from his autobiography, where Sachin Dev Burman is so scared after it is done, the song is done, the movie is out. He says, I think the song may get me chappals from ghazal people. He goes into Powai Lake and he's sitting there and fishing for 3 days. And it's only when he hears 2 boys splashing in the water singing the song, he says it has succeeded, and he comes back to town. So the book is a blend of all this. Yes, it's like the historical romances are written on the Tudors and on the Mughals. In the same way, I have created it. Research I only had to read. I had to sort out. I had to leave out a lot because otherwise the book would have become ponderous. I had to choose the anecdotes that people will like. I had to choose the songs that would work, and it took me 9 months to write it. I mean, I was also doing 100 other things, but yes, I would give up the moment I felt it was getting mechanical, that I was not talking in S.D. Burman's voice but in my voice, or I was rushing through from this film is over, let's finish the next 2 films. No, this film has to be given its full worth, and all the songs in it have to be discussed properly. It's a great escape. You see, I am now not employed, and after 20, 30 years of being employed, I find time heavy. You can only read that much, watch TV that much, and I miss the interaction. So it's nice to have another world to slip into and live there. And then I'm encountering all these wonderful people in that world and interacting with them as if I am S.D. Burman. So it's a good feeling. And I think my biggest compliment came when Kiersey Lord, who played many of the instruments for many of his songs at our launch, he came up to me and he said, Satya, he's meeting me for the first time. He says, did you know S.D. Burman? I said, no. He says, you've described him, the way he stands, the way he sits, the way he talks. How did you do that? I said, somebody from up there helped me. Not really, but I have grown up loving Hindi film music. I'm passionate about it. I can sing most of the songs. I know the lyrics. I know which movie it is from, who sang it. It's something, my mother used to ask me when I was a child, how come you don't remember your multiplication tables? How come you can't mug up one chapter of your school books, but you remember all these songs? And it's just passion, I suppose. And therefore, when I started writing, the first book fell into my lap, this fell into my lap, but they were subjects I was passionate about. If you ask me to write about a businessman, I would think twice, because that would be from here, not from here. I have never learned music theory, but then I am not writing high funda music theory here. I am writing about things that people would want to know. Like there is one sequence in Guide where Wahida has a dance which has no words in it, and it's a turning point in her life. And I have explained it from S.D. Burman's thing, that he is worried that without words what will happen. So he challenges his musicians and he says that today is your day. There is nobody to hide your music. Play your best. And he never used to use more than 4 or 5 instruments. But he says, for me to create the mood, I have to use 5 different kinds of percussion, 3 different kinds of string instruments. I have to bring in the bean, to create the mood and to create the drama within that music. That is the extent of explanation I do. It's there. There is interaction with his wife. I have scenes with his wife. There is a very sweet scene where he is realizing he is falling in love with Meera. where he is talking about, he is scared to tell her he loves her, he is considering whether she will be a good wife to him, and he probably talks to her on the phone, which later on reflects when he tells Bimal Roy कि you make this song be sung on the phone, the famous song जलते हैं जिसके लिए तेरी आँखों के दिए, which Talat Muhammad Singh, which Sunil Dutt sings to Nutan, is sung over a telephone. Bimal Roy says, how can you sing it over a telephone? He says, have you never been in love? You know, so I take the real and I take the personal and I weave it into the musical journey. So there are moments where there are, and there is my own voice also where I question. I ask why when he discovered Geeta Dutt, Hemant Kumar, Manna Dey, Kishore Kumar, why did he never give his own wife a chance? She was a singer, she was a student. She has sung with him in public, but he never used her in Hindi film. Everything is documented. Everything except the voice. Everything that he is imagining is also from a document. There is no creativity here that anybody from, if Sachin Dev Burman faces me tomorrow, he will not say this never happened. He may say I didn't sit with my hand on my head, but he must have thought that thought. Because it is the natural way a creative person thinks. The dilemma is true, the solution is true, the process of arriving at it is fiction.